So.
It looks like a helicopter propeller now. Like if we got this thing on a pivot and spun it around, it could take us to Flavor Town.
Yeah.
VIP style.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sober Sauce, the show where we cook food and get drunk. Today, we kind of had a hankering for cheesesteaks. Maybe not Philly cheesesteaks, but cheesesteaks. I've never been to Philly, so I can't say that I've had a true Philly cheesesteak, but I've had some good sandwiches in my day.
It turns out somebody here has a moral displeasure against Cheese Whiz.
I just disagree with cheese in a can 100%. If you use it, you just know you're wrong. So whether you're from Philly and it goes on your sandwich or you're 6 and you put it on your crackers, you're wrong. So we have the fixins here to make one mean cheesesteak sandwich. I think that if we do it right, it should turn out pretty gnarly. I've never made a cheesesteak before, but we're gonna try.
This fantastic feast you see before you was for $28.94. I'm excited because we had a little extra money and we went a little fucking gonzo on the beers.
Got 2 different 6-packs today. Originally, we kind of had this nice little extra Citra pale from Surly, nice sessionable 4.5%. And then we had some spending money left over, right? So went with the tried and true Blue Ribbon,
The Ribbon.
PBR. I love PBR so much.
I speak PBR. It's like Groot in Avengers.
When he has enough of them, he speaks. I think without further ado, let's start getting on the crack.
Let's get cracking. Oh, I was nestling. I was just trying to get the crack directly into my microphone.
I mean, it smells extra Citra.
Well, that's nice.
It looks extra Citra, nice kind of golden color.
Has that citrus rindy aroma to it.
But still nice and malty, because it is a pale after all.
It is.
They're not going for a hot bomb.
It's light. Like the malt's right. It's almost grassy.
It's a session beer. This is a beer that, if I did have a lawn, that's probably the beer that I would drink while I was mowing it.
You know, PBR
Unless, of course,
is very upset with you right now.
I had this.
That's
in which
the one.
case, I would probably drink this while I was mowing the lawn.
First off, we didn't cheers.
We
before
didn't
we drank
cheers. That's
anything earlier.
blasphemy. It just is PBR.
A nice high fructose corn syrup is probably in there somewhere.
If you haven't had PBR, you aren't alive, I don't think.
You haven't lived until you've had PBR coursing through your veins. After drinking this, and then going to this, it's like, who are the f***ing families in Shakespeare? The McCoys and the Hatfields or whatever? It's a fight in there.
Give
It's
me
bad.
peace, Mercutio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you are an animal.
That was kind of gross.
I don't even know how you did that without doing what I just did.
Very carefully. All right, let's learn how to make a cheesesteak.
Let's cheesesteak, motherfuckers.
Through the magic of editing, we have chopped 1 red bell pepper, 3 baby portobello mushrooms, and 1 whole yellow onion. And we also, from our store, bought a...
Oh no!
We also bought a fresh baked baguette, French bread, and this puppy smells so good.
Nico hasn't taken his nose out of its hole the whole time.
No, it's so good. It had a little accident on the drive home, and it kind of got a little divot in it, but it's okay.
It's still bread. It's still bread, thankfully.
It smells so goddamn good. Well, luckily, if we make this sandwich the right way, it's gonna be so juicy that it should soften this crust up for you.
This is the first time, and did not even see this coming, that I would ever hear someone refer to a sandwich as juicy.
Is a cheesesteak not supposed to be just juicy?
No, it's supposed to have cheese whiz on it and be cheesy.
Don't you do this to me, Sam.
All right, I'm 2 beers done.
Present the meat.
You got blueberries in here too.
So if you're making this at home, you can use either chuck eye or ribeye. We happen to find some pre-sliced meat, which saves you some time and some effort, and it was still more affordable than getting ribeye or chuck eye at the store. What you do want though is a good amount of fat content along with some lean meat. When we looked at these, I still saw some decent amount of marbling in there, which means there is some fat, and you want that. That's gonna get that juicy, nice unctuous, meaty character, and it's gonna keep everything moist. It's gonna prevent your sandwich from drying out. Hopefully.
Juicy!
Little over 1.5 pounds here, because again, there are 3 of us. But if it's just you and somebody else, you're entertaining, you're making a sandwich for Netflix and sandwich, then this right here would be fine. So this is about 14 ounces. Cook it down and should be plenty for 2 sandwiches. Start sauteing our onions. And to do that, get a nice caramelization. We're gonna get a little olive oil in our pan. We're just on a medium heat right now. We don't want it so hot that it's just gonna burn our onions. We want it kind of low so that we can gradually build that caramelization. You have our onions, a little bit of oil, olive oil in our case. You can use canola oil, grapeseed oil, whatever you prefer. But have some olive oil on medium heat, and we're just letting these onions kind of sweat everything out. We're gonna get a nice soft caramelization on them. We don't wanna burn them. We don't want a heat that's super intense and causes them to just kind of cook really fast. We would just want to extract some flavor.
Cheers to the next round of beers.
Cheers to the next round of beers. Brewskis with the boys. And these onions are soft. They're not caramelized quite yet, but this is a good time to add our peppers, because if we don't add them now, they're still going to be almost raw. They're going to be more firm than we want. We want to bring out some sweetness from them. We want to make them soft. So we're going to start incorporating them now, so it gives them a chance to really just kind of change their texture, bring out some sweetness, and incorporate their flavor into everything. Our onions they're almost like perfectly caramelized. They've got a lot of color on them, but this is gonna be a good time for us to add our mushrooms. So we have our mushrooms here that we previously chopped up, so let's get those in there. Our mushrooms have released some moisture. You can hear the pan's a little louder now. Also, they are starting to shrink because they are releasing all their water content. This is a good time, right before we add our meat, we're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. Just put a clove in and you smash it right through and straight into the pan. Open her up, add your 2nd clove, and it is that easy. We're gonna kick this up a little bit, right? We're gonna add a little mustard. Kaplow.
A legally safe knockoff.
And we also have some of the beer that we're drinking. And
you getting crazy? Hope that was yours, not mine.
stir this around, incorporate the mustard, a little bit of that beer, and just let those mushrooms start to absorb everything, get that onion flavor incorporated.
They like sponges.
And I can smell this. It smells really good.
Oh, I have never been hungrier during one of these shows doing it until I am right now.
I separated the vegetables on either side of the pan, so the center is available. And we are going to take this nice, thin, you can almost read through it, kind of meat, right? And we're just gonna start throwing it in the center. We're just gonna stir this up, we're gonna incorporate it, and we just wanna cook the red out of it. Basically, it's so thin that if you let it sit in here forever, it's gonna be overcooked, it's gonna be tough, it's not gonna be juicy, that's not what we want, right?
We want a juicy sandwich.
Right, do you want a juicy sandwich?
Hashtag juicy sandwich, that's what we're looking for.
Cook the red out of it, pull it off the heat. And
I can't wait to promote this. Hashtag juicy sandwich is so fucking gross of a hashtag.
I think juicy sandwich sounds appetizing. That's just me, but
How are you standing on a moist sandwich?
like I said, certain sentences, it's appropriate. Moist fist, great. Moist giraffe, maybe not so much. We're losing some stuff on the side of the pan, but it's okay.
Should we collect it? Oh, that's really hot still.
Yep. We're gonna take some provolone cheese and we're gonna throw this all over our pan. We're gonna get it nice and melty. We're gonna get it cheesy, greasy, ooey gooey, whatever adjectivage you wanna throw in there. I wanna borrow Sam's PBR really quick. And then
Oh, no, you didn't.
you can do this with water, but we're gonna add a little bit to the pan. And then we're gonna cover it. And that extra liquid is gonna steam it. We're gonna get melty, delicious, ooey gooey cheese on the inside.
Most importantly, you didn't forget to give me my beer back, and that's what I appreciate about you.
This is kind of what we're left with.
Hot poop on a stick.
Our pan, ooh, this is heavy. This is gonna be a good sandwich for y'all. And I'm just gonna take that. Look at the juices from the meat. Look at all that flavor. We're just gonna divvy it up. Can you see that? Can you see the juice?
Yeah, we can see it.
Well, it's that crusty bread, right? We're just gonna ladle the flavor. Why would you waste it, right? This is what I know. That looks f***ing good. Some nice pickled jalapenos. These are like a sweet brine. It's a sweet, spicy. You have a little sour from the vinegar.
Ooh,
and
man,
the
that is good.
mustard, the beer. Here it is, final product. We have our cheesesteak sandwich. Look at this monster, right? I have one, Sam has one, producer Taylor has one. You can buy 12 beers, make 3 gigantic sandwiches.
I don't even know how we're gonna eat these without
Under
like,
$40.
utensils and shit.
We're just gonna have to handle this like animals.
See if the hops cut through or not.
There's no easy way to eat this except for the messy way.
I don't think I've ever had such a leaky sandwich in my entire life.
It's dripping. The cheese is oozing. Look at that. Look at that. It's all the meat juice and the beer.
I had to move everything around so I had bread.
It's just dripping down on the plate. Look at that.
I think it's gonna stay like money strap.
It's like marionettes. That provolone's all funky.
I know you're provolone, but not pro metallico.
Mega duck guy.
I did just literally eat half of this sandwich in like 45 seconds.
You did. Good for you. And with no spillage. Unless you picked it up and
I keep picking up.
That's fair.
There's spillage. I'm picking up and putting it back in.
But then all that jus like made the bread soft, but the outside's still hard. It's a beautiful thing.
As far as cheesesteaks go, they're just on point, son. Son! Whew! Mother.
I haven't even checked to see if the beer goes with it.
I think it does a good job. The mild malts, the Citra florality.
It definitely helps cut through that fat content from the meat and the cheese.
Chops it right down.
It kind of makes you want to go in for another sip.
Accentuates the bitterness. A little bit.
We probably could have done with 1 portion of meat and been just fine. I think it complements the meat well because it's fatty, and this is carbonated, bitter, kind of sharp, helps penetrate. We were under budget, over beered.
We're here to prove that you can make great food and drink a load of beer in $40.
Without a can of cheese whiz. Because that would have put us over budget. And it was a stupid purchase item anyway. Anyway, I'm Nico.
I'm Sam.
And this has been Sober to Sauce. Until next time.
Deuces wild.
Papa Sam knows how to take care of a lady, okay?
There you go.
There we go.